Okay, guys, are you ready? Look at this. This is what we're going to make today, a pop-out explosion card. Now, guys, I know this looks like a really hard card to make, but it was not. You're going to be surprised when you see how easy this card is. Now for this one, this is a sympathy card, but we're going to make a birthday card today. And I used some white cardstock. Then I've got a black mat, and this beautiful peach colored paper was from my stash. I think it was a Bow Bunny from many years ago. But I coordinated that with this cut apart and this black and white gingham from that Echo Park Coffee paper pad or paper kit I showed you the other day. I thought it went so pretty together, and I stamped with sympathy. That's from the Cardz TV Heartfelt Wishes stamp set, and I added a few little pearls on here. And this is a scalloped oval, a stitched scalloped oval. This is from a set of dies I got from Amazon. It was an unbranded set. So if you're interested in getting this, just type in scalloped oval and it should pull this one up. But it's a really pretty set. So this is the front. Then when we open it up, you can see I also put those same black and peach colored mats on the inside of the card. And then this part is what I'm going to show you how to make today. And I stamped Thinking of You with Deepest Sympathy for Your Loss. And that came from the Cardz TV Thinking of You Inside and Out stamp set. And we're going to use that one for our birthday card too, because it's got lots of different sentiments on there for Thinking of You. And then this is some more of the peach and the black and white gingham. So I'm going to get what we need over here, guys. We're going to make this card, and you're going to be amazed at how easy this is. For the base of this card, I cut my cardstock at 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I've scored it at 5 1/2 and went ahead and folded it. For the black mat that's going on the front, this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And this beautiful flowered paper, this is from that coffee, Echo Park Coffee paper kit. This is 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go on top of the black. Then I cut this strip at 1 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to put it over to the side. Now I've already gone ahead and added these same mats to the inside. It's the same black, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then 4 by 5 1/4 for the flowered mat. I also took a cut apart from that coffee paper pad, and this is, let's see, this is going on the front. This is 2 7/8. The cut apart is by 2 7/8, and I've backed it with some black, and that's 3 by 3. I've got it on some foam tape, and I'm going to get that attached to the front right there. To make the inside explosion part of our card, we're going to take this white cardstock, and this is 6 inches by 6 inches, and I'm going to grab my scoreboard. Now if you don't have a scoreboard, you can just fold this, but I find this helps to keep the paper from cracking. And we're going to score it in half at 3 inches. Then we're going to turn it and score it again at 3 inches. Now we're going to fold it in half on those score lines. And make sure you line up your edges and your corners. Even though you've scored it, sometimes it still wants to go a little crooked on you. And take your bone folder, get a nice sharp crease. Then we're going to fold it in half in the other direction. Do the same thing, line up your edges and your corners. Burnish it really well with your bone folder. Now, open it out and turn it this way and fold it in half this way and put the points together. Line up those edges again. This is the trickiest part right here because you want these to come out just right. And if they don't, you need to keep working with it until you get those points lined up, because you want your inside part to open just right. That looks good. I think that's going to work for us. Okay, now when you open it up, you see all those score lines. Flip it over, and you're going to take these 2 points where you folded it diagonally and just bring them together. And while you hold that, push in your sides, and you're going to make a square. We're going to take our bone folder again and get this nice and flat. And you can see this is the open end right here. We're going to take this point, and we're not going to put it directly in the fold of our card. We're going to bring it down a little bit. If you get it up into that point, your card won't fold. But you're going to bring it down, and you're going to line up these sides with the outside of your card. And they shouldn't hang over. They should come right to the edges, but not hang over. But before we get this adhered down, we're going to do some stamping on the inside, here and here, and we're going to cover these triangles. Okay, I went ahead and I stamped thinking of you and wishing you the happiest birthday ever, and I used the Cardz TV Thinking of You inside and out stamp set for that. Now, I've cut some papers to go on here. I've cut 2 black mats and 2 gingham mats. And what I'm going to do with these is cut these in half on the diagonal, as well as the gingham mats. Now, the black mats, let's see, are 2 7/8 inch squares, and the gingham is 2 3/4. I went ahead and got my gingham mats adhered to the inside, and I'm going to fold it back up and make sure that I've got this in the right orientation for the inside of my card. And I've got score tape on both sides. Now I'm going to line this up about 1/8 of an inch from that fold line, because remember, if I get this point up in this fold, my card is not going to close. Then I'm going to make sure it's not hanging over the sides of my card. It's got to fit in there just perfectly. And if we get it straight, it'll be good. Then we're going to expose this score tape. Now, very carefully, we're going to bring this over and get that attached to that score tape on the inside. And it is attached. Now we're going to take it off of this back side, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to close this up, and we should have our pop-out explosion card all done. So here we go again. And when I flip it over and open it, it should be perfect. Keep your fingers crossed. Here we go. Ta-da! There we have it, guys. Didn't that turn out pretty? I really love that. And then you got room down here to sign your name or add any other sentiment you'd like. So you can see how easy these cards are, guys. They're so much fun and make such a great presentation. It looks like you just really, really worked hard on these, and they're really hard to make, and whoever you give them to is just going to think you're a genius to come up with this. Just love that. I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll take a minute and tap that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that little bell so you'll be notified each time I post a new video. Thank you all so very much for spending time with me today. And I hope to see you again soon with another card. Bye now.